So one of the most interesting developments in global governance in the last 5 years is the emergence of new financial institutions. The Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and the new development bank led by the BRICS countries. And some people think of these new institutions as challenges to the system, challenges to a liberal order or a US-centered global order. Why were these institutions created? Some people say it's because of the unhappiness of countries such as China, India, Brazil, and others, South Africa, Russia, unhappiness with their representation and voice within the system. Another part of the explanation, of course, is the 2008-2009 global financial crisis, where the traditional institutions, the Bretton Woods institutions and some of the traditional regional development banks, they were scrambling to try to respond, some more effectively than others. There was a feeling that coming out of the global financial crisis, changes were needed in the system. Modifications of the existing institutions, but also the need to create perhaps new institutions to respond to gaps in global governance. So I'm very excited to be leading a new special issue on the AIIB that will be published by Global Policy, working together with Professor Carla Freeman here at Hopkins SAIS FPI, but also two colleagues in Italy, Giovanni Andorino and Giuseppe Gabuzzi at the University of Turin. The special issue will have both contributions from insider practitioners as well as scholars. And I think that combination is very important. We'll also have pieces that are more overview, that look at how the AIIB is driving innovation in standards on environment and also social impact. An overview piece that looks at the economic security nexus. For example, what's the relationship between the AIIB and the Belt and Road initiative? And we know that there are some interesting geopolitics playing out in the BRI, Belt and Road, and yet some of these actors are also members within the AIIB, so the relationship between China and India. And also, we have a very good piece that provides a historical and institutional comparison, comparing the rise of the AIIB with, in the 1950s, the emergence of the World Bank, written by Natalie Lichtenstein. Equally important, this special collection will also feature geographical snapshots, pieces that look at the AIIB from the standpoint of differing areas of the world that are also members of the AIIB. So pieces that look at, for example, Southeast Asian countries, their concerns and interests regarding the AIIB, South Africa and African interests and concerns, South American concerns, European. Of course, there's a Chinese piece as well. And so these pieces will give us differing perspectives on how the various members in the AIIB, their interests, their concerns about this new institution. I think this is it's very timely to have this special issue now, as you know, this institution was just created a few years ago. And so it's an important time both to study the formation of this institution, but also for practitioners and scholars to perhaps influence the agenda setting and priority setting of this institution moving forward, and helping it to play a constructive and positive role in the world order.